Welcome to Fit and Focus, Wellness for Busy Women, the podcast where we dive into the world of health and well-being tailored specifically for women who are juggling demands of both career and family. I'm your host, Shane, and I understand the challenges of balancing a thriving career while nurturing a family. So grab your headphones, take a deep breath, and let's embark on this journey to become the best versions of ourselves together. Get ready to get fit and focus.
Shane again. Welcome back. Nutrition education for busy women. We have a lot to talk about. A lot of stuff to talk about. I have my notes ready. All the cameras are ready. Everything is ready. Really appreciate you guys joining me. Alrighty, so let's just get right into it because there's so much stuff to talk about. We'll first talk about the main topic, is the scale and illusions and stuff like that. We kind of touched on this a couple weeks ago. But we kind of want to fortify or reiterate it so we kind of understand. So we're not beating ourselves up when it comes to the scale, get let down because of the scale. Majority of times we get motivated by the numbers, by the, the numbers that we see. So if we're not seeing anything good, we get discouraged, so on and so forth. We're trying to avoid that. We're trying to be more positive. Okay, so first one is going to be water retention. All right, guys, so we probably heard about it could be water weight and stuff like that. We definitely have to consider that when we are eating or when we're about to go on the scale. Okay, I'll let you guys know. Well, I gotta say it now. The best time for me, I think, when it comes to you weighing yourself. Okay, it's best if you are. Hey, what, Rylan? Hey, the best time to go on the scale is when you are in the morning. You just woke up, that kind of thing. You use the bathroom. That's when you're the best time. You should jump on the scale. Okay. But anyway, we'll continue on. Water retention. Okay. If we have some salty food last night, we had pizza last night, we drink a lot of water, whatever, our body's gonna hold on to that water that we have in our system. Okay. Muscle gain. Okay. So hopefully you don't check at least until the end of the month. At least once a month, you check your weight, and the weight might go up, the scale might go up, but it could be just more muscle. Okay. Food and water intake. So like I'm saying, going back to what I said before, it's best if you check in the morning, right before you eat, right after you get out of bed, you use the bathroom. Okay, the best time. So if you have food, you have water in your system, you're checking later on to see if a personal training session or whatever in the afternoon, you jump on the scale and see, that's probably the reason why that's probably fluctuating, going up a little bit or whatever. Not a number you want. Also again, even if I say you just ate, but you still have food in your digestive system, that's also something too. Okay, to consider. There's a lot to consider when it comes to weighing yourself. That's why also it's not good to weigh yourself every day. Maybe once a week, if that. I wouldn't recommend that either, depending how your personality is. If you get obsessive about it and so on and so forth, you probably shouldn't be weighing yourself every week, or definitely not every day, unless you're doing some type of experiment or whatever to kind of see what what the numbers will be. Okay. Like I said before, one time I didn't get sleep one night. I weighed myself in the morning. No, like I didn't get to sleep in the night. I came home during the day. I was able to take a nap, and I forgot how much I was. But long story short, after I took my nap and I woke back up again, I was 2 pounds less. So stuff like that can happen. All right. Medications, very important. If we're on medications, blood thinners maybe, or something else, blood pressure medication or whatever, you have to consider that too when it comes to weighing extra, putting on extra weight. Okay, your medications. I know thyroid medication could happen with that too. What else? I mean, there's tons that I just can't think about it right now. Hormonal changes. Okay, at the time of the month, you might be a little bit bloated, so on and so forth. That stuff can happen. Okay, and increase your body weight. Okay, so understand that. Okay, next we talk about stress, cortisol. That scary hormone that we usually have. It elevates when we're stressed out. Okay, so make sure that you're mindful of that. Okay, if you're stressed out, not doing self-care, now maybe even doing meditation, things like that, you should probably make sure that you are just calming down, giving yourself time. I mean, it can't happen over a couple seconds or a couple minutes or what have you, but you definitely need to consider that when it comes to medication. I mean, I'm sorry, when it comes to weighing yourself and so on and so forth. Last one, inflammation. Okay, we talked about this. Like I said, it's that's why a lot of people try to maybe stay away, try the gluten-free diets or something like that, because the gluten might they're thinking you don't have celiac, but you think that, let me get a gluten-free diet, it's low, it's anti-inflammatory diet or whatever. But in reality, that's actually stuff that doesn't really work. It actually can make your digestive system worse, not in information wise, but you're missing certain things that you should be having. Okay, so be mindful of that. So just don't jump on, I wouldn't say, unless you really have celiac or the doctor recommends it. I would definitely not go jump to the any type of anti-inflammatory diet or the gluten-free diet or whatever it is. Okay, all right. So those are those things that you have to consider when jumping on the scale. Okay, I'm jumping on the scale. I want to, see what my progress is. My recommendations: once a month. If you can, once a month, maybe every 2 weeks, that's fine. Every other week, that's fine. And just time it right. Be consistent. If you're gonna have it in the afternoon, make sure you're consistent with that. It's the same time, 3 p.m. in the afternoon or whatever the case may be. Just make sure it's. And also, I mean, it is holds you accountable, but my preference is always been measurements. Always will be measurements, because let's say hypothetically speaking, you're bloated, and this happens to me many times when a client comes in. Arm circumference went down, chest circumference went down, thighs, calves, the glutes, it all went down, but the midsection. Why? Because she was bloated. Okay, or a man too, that could be bloated too. Of course, we just ate something. Okay, but it proves to me that she's making progress or he's making progress or whatever. But in reality, the circumference of the stomach, I usually measure when I do around the stomach is usually by the belly button, because if you notice where the belly button is, that's where it really protrudes the most for the majority of the time. Alrighty, so I kind of just want to get that out the way. But I took about like 10 minutes, which is perfect because we kind of talked about this before. But I want to talk. There's so much stuff I want to talk about today. I think there's like 6 more things. Excuse me. Yeah, about 6 more things. All right. Some kind of, I want to say depressing, but some stuff that's gonna kind of kind of be kind of depressing. But all right, so let's talk about first last Monday. I think there's actually multiple episodes of this, but last Monday Oprah aired her special. Oprah special. I think it's called Shame, Blame, and the Weight Loss Revolution. Okay, if you follow me on is it TikTok? Yeah, TikTok or whatever, you probably seen my opinion about it, but I'm gonna say it again on this. So my opinion on it. First of all, once again, I'm not against the medications, the weight loss medications, the weight loss shots, or whatever you want to call it, the Ozempics. I'm not against it. I'm not. I think it should be used as a tool. I think if it is meant for certain people that are going through certain issues where they're very frustrating, they can't get to the goal where they want to get to, and it's fine. Okay, that being said, the special was interesting because, and I saw comments where people say it's like a 1 hour long commercial of Ozempic, and I see that it touched base on the negative sides of it. The fact that people lost their hair, were losing their hair. It's like the beginning. They show like like maybe less than like 15 seconds of that. Oh my God, I'm losing my hair, and she held it in her hand, whatever. It was like a what should we call it? Like one of those graphics. It wasn't like somebody there in the audience, because it was an audience thing. So then at the end, she spoke to one person that said that she was throwing up. Okay, she was throwing up so much she started throwing up blood, and when she went to the hospital and everything, so she stopped it, and then Oprah asked her, "Hey, are you gonna go back on it?" And the lady said, "No, she's not gonna go. At least not right now." She said. I mean, if I'm coughing up blood, I'm sorry. I'm not doing anything like that. That's kind of crazy. But anyway, then there was a doctor in the audience that said, yes, it's going to be side effects and certain stuff like that. But it's best if you can just try another I guess brand or another version of the weight loss drug to find what suits you best. And that's when she asked the lady, "Are you going to try another one?" She said no or whatever. And it was, I mean, that was only like negative things against it that was there. That was pretty much it. But they had a little girl. She was at the time 16, and well, during the show she was 16. But apparently when she was how old? 13. 13, she was coming close to 300 pounds, and she was given was well, yes, she was given, I don't know which surgery, but the bariatric surgery. So it didn't, like I said, I didn't say which one, but she was 13 years old when she had it. Yes, I mean she was close to 300 pounds. I get that, but it's just, I don't know. I mean, to each his own. The lady and the daughter and the mom, because they were sitting in front of Uber talking, she said, "Hey, I'm not gonna don't judge us or whatever, walk a mile in our shoes, that whole thing." And I get that, but that's rough. That's rough because I feel like there's certain things that we don't know and understand about the human body, well, the female body, and that's what we're going to touch base on later on. And I can't wait for that section or whatever. But they said that she had I'm assuming worst case scenario. Let's say worst case, she has the oh shoot, which one is it? The sleeve or whatever. And then also too, she's on a weight loss drug too, Zypan or something. It's like a lower version of Ozempic. That's okay for adolescents. Um, so because other ones like the Ozempic or whatever, they're not approved yet. And I see she was kind of like saying, like kind of like hinting, oh, like Oprah was kind of saying we should, it should be for everybody, it should be for teenagers and whatever. I'm like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. But anyway, what else was there? Yeah, so that honestly broke my heart to hear that she took the test. I mean, she had the surgery at 13 years old. And what else was happening? This lady, this other lady, older lady, she had a mother of 2 or 3. I think maybe she was in late 30s, and she would say that she would hear voices of like pretty much saying, "Okay, we're eating breakfast now. What are we having for lunch?" Like while she's eating, and that's like the voices she was hearing. She said in her head, and I'm like thinking, I mean, I think if it's that serious, you're hearing voices in your head. Don't you think therapy should be something that you pursue? I don't know. I mean, I might be wrong, but I'm not saying that's the end all be all. All right. So my opinion in this whole thing, I think that, like I said, it's a tool. Use it to kind of control. And from what I understand, because I watch this because I want to know and understand what people are feeling and how people are interacting with this stuff. But I feel like if you're on this, you're supposed to use that kind of like a reset. In a physical and mental standpoint, it's like a reset. You're supposed to be going to therapy if you need to, if that's what's necessary. You're supposed to start a fitness routine. You're supposed to change your eating habits, of course. Your eating habits are going to change, and focusing on your overall well-being while taking this thing. It shouldn't be, and that's what bothered me about this. Is yes, there's a lot of crazy stuff. I'm reading. Hold on. A lot of crazy stuff. Weight loss being promoted. It's like gummies. Yeah, I actually just heard about the gummy supplement. Is insane, especially the marketing in it to minors. Yeah, I'm starting to hear more about the gummies, Rylan. That's I know exactly what you're talking about. Started hearing about that. So it's just, to me, You're supposed to do those things to kind of control it, and you shouldn't be on this for the rest of your life, in my opinion. Okay, and it seemed like that's what they're trying to market it towards. They're trying to market it towards that, and that's the only problem I have with this. And I think at one point Oprah said that, because she had stock or whatever in Weight Watchers, and they had the spokesperson at I think the owner or creator, whatever, the CEO, whatever, of Weight Watchers there, and she was saying that she's changing the philosophy of the company, and we're gonna focus more on, using the drugs too, and with nutrition and all this kind of stuff. But you shouldn't be. I don't know. It's just to me, you shouldn't be restricting your body like that for way too long. And I said this too is before in my TikTok video. Is just even if you're on Ozempic or you're cutting your calories, you're still hurting your body. Okay, in long term, I'm talking about long term. I'm talking about long term. Okay, because I feel like because of our crazy schedules, busyness, whatever we're doing, responsibilities we have, we're not taking, and I feel like we're all malnourished to a certain extent. Malnourished, we think malnourished is stereotypically the kids in Africa with the big stomachs or whatever. But if we're not getting a suitable amount of nutrition, because of that, where our hormones are all over the place, this is happening, that is happening. Stress, all this kind of stuff happens because we're not eating enough. And that's the problem that we have to face. Okay, because I was actually talking to one of my clients about it, and we both agree we need to take a step back and look at the entire picture of what's really going on. The food industry. And it's been shown that the food industry, they purposely put certain foods, certain chemicals or whatever in food to make us addicted to it. Especially the highly processed foods. It's they admitted it, but it's like it's a shame. It's just a shame. So it's like we have to step back and really look at the entire picture of what's really going on. Okay, and also understand, back to the Ozempic, we cannot use it for long-term use, in my opinion. We can't. Because me personally, I'm curious to see if you're having a test done. Not a test up. If you're having for women, what is a long-term for women? If you're cutting your calories down that low, what is the long-term effects? Because it's shown that if you work out excessively, and I'm talking about excessively, your period, you miss your period, miss your menstrual cycle or whatever, you can go a long time without it. And so that's not gonna be as different if you don't eat enough. So remember, there's stress. Stress comes from lack of sleep, not eating enough, eating too much, and working out too much. Okay, those are like 4 things really. Okay, that's what really happens. Okay, so we have to understand that. All right. Okay, so I don't know what else did I talk about with this. The Oprah special. I think that's about it. Okay, that's about it. All right. So next thing. Wait a minute. Let me see what's going on. Okay, something that's happened on the live. I think it's still going on. Okay. On Facebook. Okay. So I may just double check something, make sure it's still going on, because I just got an error message. Let me check my phone to make sure that sorry about this, to make sure it's actually still live. Okay, it is still live, I think. No, it's frozen. Oh geez. Okay. Anyway, I think this is still going though. Okay, this is still going. Sorry guys, I hope it comes back on. If you're on Facebook, sorry. All right. Anyway, so now we're gonna shift to fasting, intermittent fasting, and causing cardiovascular problems. Okay, I don't know if anyone I saw that, but there was a study that was revealed showing that intermittent fasting is causing cardiovascular disease and or death, cardiovascular death. This study was done in China. I believe it's 20,000 people, and what was it? What was the parameters? Majority of them were okay. So in China, so 80%, I believe, if not mistaken, is Chinese, and the rest were I mean, a mixture of other races, pretty much. But anyway, it was going on and saying that it increases your chances of having heart disease or death, pretty much 91%. Um, that is a lot. That is a lot. But there's certain things. I'm just gonna cut to the chase. They cut a couple things that was red flags when it comes to this is the fact that they didn't actually report what they actually ate. Okay, so because that's the thing, it's like people think intermittent fasting is like, okay, my window is from 2 p.m. to 6. I can eat whatever I want. That's not really how it works. You can't necessarily do that. Let me see someone. Okay, Rashina, you're here. Oh wow, perfect. You're here. So anyway, you can't necessarily do that. You have to um watch what you eat still. So if you allow, let's say you're trying to lose weight, you cut your calories, is 1,500 calories you're supposed to have. Okay, so that's what you need to have in that window. Okay, your proteins, fats, carbs, whatever it is, yes, we need to have it that window. Okay, or spread it out a little bit wider if you're doing an 8-hour eating window, whatever the case may be. But you cannot just eat whatever it is and think if it's okay. You know, that's not okay. Okay, hold on. Rashina had a thing to say about the last topic. People think weight loss surgery is the easy way out, but it's a tool to help you change your relationship with food. Absolutely correct. I changed my food habits and fell into depression online shopping. It's a cycle, and therapy is the best and a mandatory for weight loss. Yes, that's absolutely yes, true. And I mean, I'm hoping that people don't like get away from that idea. Oh, therapy's for crazy people or whatever and all this kind of stuff. I'm hoping that people say get away from that and let people know that um it's for everybody. Everyone should be using it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, just getting I don't know. I go to therapy or whatever. I mean, I think it's something that everyone should. But anyway, yeah, so back to what I was saying though, it's and it also too with the fasting test sorry, the research. It doesn't show it wasn't peer reviewed, meaning it wasn't fact checked in a sense. Okay, so a lot of things to consider because I saw people talking about it. And, oh my God, she stopped fasting or whatever. But you really have to look at the evidence, look what's going on because it's not exactly 100% correct. There's a lot of things to consider. Okay, alrighty. I mean, also too is I think intermittent fasting, if you're a busy individual, I think it's definitely something you should consider. You waking up early, you don't have time to eat. So just have some coffee, plain coffee, wait till 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock to eat something. And then, making sure that you have whole meal, whole foods, those kind of things, towards the end, watch your calories or whatever, can definitely help you. But if you're like someone that eats extremely lots of food, and you're having that small window, that could not small window, I would say 8-hour window, that could definitely help you to kind of control it. So that's the whole idea of the intermittent fasting, why it works with a lot of people, because it brings your window shorter. Instead of having, let's say, 12 hours to eat, you have only 8 or maybe 6 or whatever. So it is good for that, but you really have to fine tune it and control it. Okay, and don't just eat pizzas. And I've seen this one guy, I think he's from Jersey, and he literally ate, I believe it's one meal, and he would eat these pizza, like these big bowls of cereal, and it was just bad. I mean, but to each his own. He was slim. I mean, he probably wasn't even overweight to begin with, but whatever. Anyway, let's move on. I want to say, okay, now we're gonna kind of get into the more serious, depressing stuff. Let's get this one out the way first, because this was, to me, this kind of, hit home. No, actually, let's go on this one first. Sorry. A client today, she said she drank a whole bottle of wine today. Okay. And, she was beating herself up. Man, Shane, I had this whole bottle of wine and I feel it. I don't feel right or whatever. So, mind you, she's very, for the most part, strict when she comes to her eating. So, what I told her is make sure that you don't beat yourself up about certain like things like that. You shouldn't beat yourself up over stuff like that at all, because at the end of the day, it's just one day. That's one. But then two is just honestly, if you reality, okay, I'm gonna have this bottle of wine or whatever the case may be. This is what I expect to happen. This is what's gonna happen. So let me prepare myself. So tomorrow I'm gonna drink tons of water or whatever to kind of help with that. Okay, so that's what you need to do when it comes to that. Okay, realistically, this is what I'm having. I'm gonna have, let's say, a donut or something. Okay, this is what needs to happen. Don't try to, don't think you have to necessarily like, okay, so have to work out extra harder. I mean, if you want to, go ahead, but I don't want to even say kill yourself over something like that. But if you want to, that's fine. But just don't beat yourself up and just let it ruin your next day. Okay, but like I said, in her situation, she know what's gonna happen, how her body's gonna feel. So expect it. And because I was telling her, I just don't want anybody to not have fun and enjoy life. Okay, I don't want that to happen with you guys. Okay, I don't want you to take it unless you're gonna go on stage and do a physique competition and all that kind of stuff. That's fine. That's one thing. But if you're not gonna do that, don't worry about that. Okay, focus on just having good relationship with food, like you said, Rashina, having a relationship with food, those kind of things, and understand what's happening. Weekend calories don't count. Yes, yes, Rashina, they count. I'm afraid they do, and it's like that's why I had this one. I also have her, but that's one thing that always messed up her diet. Always messed up her diet. She's so good during the week, even Friday, but soon as Saturday and Sunday hit, boom, out the window. And that's what usually messes her up. It slows the progress down. And especially, like I said before, it sucks to be a woman, and it's a lot harder for women. Okay? Because you have to understand something too. Women, why, some people ask why my husband or my brother or whatever, my male counterpart, whatever, he's losing weight like that and I can't lose weight. It's pretty much because of genetics. It's or what have you. Women are programmed or designed to hold on to body fat a lot longer for the sake of giving birth. Okay, so that's why it's a lot harder for women to lose weight. All right, so just so you know. Okay, so yeah, it sucks to be a woman. All right.
Are you ready to transform your health and wellness journey? At Condappa Strength, I'm committed to helping you achieve your goals through my 3 pillars for results. First, I educate, equipping you with essential knowledge to understand your body and its needs. Then, I execute a tailored plan, ensuring every step is personalized to your unique lifestyle. Finally, I encourage, providing accountability and support every step of the way. Get ready to unlock your full potential and thrive in every aspect of your life. Visit me today and let's embark on this journey together. Check me out at condappastrength.com.
Anyway, so let's move on from that. Okay, we talked about intermittent fasting. Okay. Now we're gonna talk about let's go right into the postpartum. Yeah, we'll talk about the postpartum. All right, so I'm just gonna run past this story real fast because it's very depressing and it really, like I said, broke my heart to hear it. So this woman, I think she was in her 30s. I don't know if you probably heard the story. I think it was last week she got found guilty and she's spending the rest of her life in jail. So she decided to go on a trip, a 10 or 11-day trip with some guy, and I don't think it's it definitely wasn't a husband, of course, or probably boyfriend or whatever. They went to, I think, Chicago, and eventually went to Puerto Rico, whatever. Anyway, she put her 16-month-old in the crib, and with food around her. Long story short, the baby passed and died. So I'm just gonna get past that. She was saying for her, it was because of so much stress or whatever. I mean, I don't buy. I mean, as I'm trying to get past this, the whole story portion and get to what this is, it was just so heartbreaking to hear that a 16-month-old, and it's like, I just can't. But anyway, so a side of me believes kind of like it's like postpartum, but for her to do something like that, I don't think it is. I think it's more like being selfish, but whatever. So I want to talk about something, an idea I kind of had. Oh, I don't know if doctors and hospitals are doing this. I don't know, but I think if like say a woman, not woman, yeah, a mother or a woman is giving birth to a child, and the husband is not around, the spouse is not around, the father, whatever, is not around. I think that should be noted, or so should be having a red flag or something in the system or whatever for the hospital. And the reason why I say that is because I think that the hospital should reach out to the mom. Okay, and the reason what the idea came to me because I remembered when I adopted. I have two cats, and I adopted the second one. They literally called me a couple weeks later, said, "Hey, how is everything going?" The first cat I got, actually, that would be my third cat, but the first two cats I got, they never did that. They just say, "Here, take the cat." I think I had to pay some money or whatever, and that was it. And the cat was mine. But they reach out to me and say, "Hey, how is everything going?" So I think a hospital should maybe note it somehow. Maybe they don't have to be a single mom. It doesn't necessarily have to be, but maybe you should make a regular thing of reaching out to the mom, say, "Hey, how are you doing? How's everything?" Okay, that's one. And then also two is when a doctor goes to, when the moms go to the doctor's appointment. When I went with my wife, or I went by myself to the doctor's appointment, it was all about the baby, which is fine. But then the doctor just like stabbed the crap out of Logan's leg with the shots. Oh my god, I was so scared and mad at the same time. But he cried. Oh god. Anyway, but I think the doctor should really say, "Hey, Logan, Cindy, whatever is okay, but how are you doing? What's going on with you? Is everything okay?" To the parent, to the mom, mainly to the mom. How are you doing? And I think that could really make a big difference by doing that, in my opinion. Okay, it's gonna be extra work or whatever it could, whatever. But I think it could help save lives in the long run. Okay, and even like I said, even a hospital, like calling, say maybe a month out, say, "Hey, how is it?" Maybe 6 months out or whatever. "Hey, how everything going? How's little Cindy doing or whatever? How are you doing?" You know, I think it's important. I think it can hopefully prevent these tragedies from happening. You know, and what was I gonna say? Shoot. I think there's certain things that people don't know. If the baby's too much for you to handle, there's ways for you to go and maybe I would best case scenario, this is like compared to what happened to this child, what you call it, oh shoot, when you drop the baby off at the hospital emergency room, or the shoot, what is it called, the fire station, I forgot what it's called. Yeah, safe haven. Yes, thanks for sharing it. Safe haven, yeah. So just do that. But anyway, let me see. Anyone else said something? Make sure I don't miss anybody. Okay. Alrighty. So I think there's all the other stuff I wanted to talk about. But okay, so this is what we talked about. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so I want to look at women history in general. Okay, because when if I say Obama, when President Biden signed the executive order to help with research, um, to help increase research when it comes to women's health. It's like a lot of things. Just I started to think about the top things I want. From my experience being around women, what I want that money is supposed to be $12 billion or whatever. It's supposed to help, whatever. But what I would like that money to research, try things research. So I decided to look up certain things like the history of women whatever, like So first of all, the suffrage movement that started in about 1948. Okay, that's when women wanted rights, women wanted to vote. That's sorry, 18 yes yeah 1848. That's when women wanted to vote and have more rights and stuff like that. Okay, Seneca Falls Convention. Okay, I think that's where it really started. Okay, that's when the movement started. It's pretty much like no one knows, like pretty much like the civil rights for women, specifically for women. I keep saying specific, like the C or whatever. Anyway, then all the way to 1920, the passage of the 19th Amendment, okay, allowing women to vote. Okay, big milestone, incredible, great. Then there's women's liberation movement between 1960 and 1970, the movement for gender equality and reproductive rights, leading to significant legislative changes and shifts. Okay, that's 1960s, 1970s. Okay, Roe versus Wade. Okay, legalizing abortion nationwide. Crucial victory for women's reproductive rights. Okay, that was 1973. Okay, but okay, I don't know why it's out of order, but 1972. Sexual discrimination in educational programs and activities receiving federal funding, greatly extending opportunities for women in sports and education. Fantastic, but that was before Wade, so 1 year off. But the appointment of Sandra Day O'Connor into the Supreme Court, 1981. Okay. Fast forward again, 2009. 2009. Okay, the act, Lilly Ledbetter, I think I said that right, Fair Pay Act, 2009. This act helps combat wage discrimination by extending the time frame in which employees can file lawsuits over unequal pay. So pretty much you have the right to pay, sue your employer if you feel like you can't pay, whatever. So, and now it kind of leads me to maybe. I said maybe in my notes, maybe the executive order of 2024. Let's see what comes from this. But from all the way to 1848 all the way to 2024, to me that's a shame. And I'll go into this, what certain stuff about the human body, the female body in a minute, and what I need to talk about. But it's just, to me, it's a shame that it's taking this long to I don't know, like, to really respect and understand the importance of females in our society. Yeah, for instance, a report from the McKinsey and Company found that reducing the time women spend in poor health by 25% could be worth $1 trillion. Okay, in large part because health disparities disproportionately hit women during their working years. So when women are working, they're not, of course, bringing in income. I mean, when women are working and they get sick, they're not bringing in income, and that's how much it hits the economy. I believe this on a yearly basis. But either way, that's insane. So I say all that now because it's a shame that, let's face the facts, me, you guys that are watching, everybody on this earth comes from the uterus. Fallopian tubes and all that kind of stuff, or whatever, but comes from the uterus. And we barely know anything about it. Just let that sit in for a minute. Let's let that sit and understand that. We understand it, but we don't really understand it because it's not prioritized that much. And it's a shame. To me, it's an absolute shame because the amount of stuff that women go through, and they don't know what the doctors really don't know. Like, endometriosis, bladder pain syndrome, fibromyalgia. I mean, men have that too, but mostly women have it. Okay, PCOS. All this stuff that women, but they know what to name it, for the most part, but they don't know anything about it. It's just, to me, it just baffles my mind. To me, it baffles. Like, I had no idea about this. I did not know that women's bodies in general. I mean, cause yeah, I'm a guy, so I mean, but I didn't realize this until I started to look deeper and deeper and started to do this Facebook group and this groups. Like, I started to do this. I sort of realized that but this is stuff that doesn't make sense. But we know. Is it okay? But we know and have million pills for ED. Yes, yes, that's right. That is absolutely right. But that's what I'm saying. Okay, let's face the facts. A man does what he has to do, lasts for a couple minutes or a couple seconds, whatever, and that's it. But majority of the growth happens in a woman. So how the hell do we don't understand the uterus? Endometriosis. I mean, fibroids. 80% of women have fibroids. Especially African American women from my minorities, but I think it's mostly African American women. And the only thing I know about it, from what I understand, is like a higher level of estrogen levels, whatever. Crazy. But these things look like golf balls, the size of golf balls, and there's still no 100% understanding of what causes this. That doesn't make sense to me. I think I heard somebody say, actually, yeah, today, someone said that she knows somebody that looked like she's 12 months. No, not 12 months. That's impossible. 7 months pregnant because of her fibroids. That is absolutely crazy. And we need to like have some executive order to galvanize people to actually research more. That, to me, that doesn't make any sense. That really doesn't make any sense to me. It's pathetic. But I don't know, because I remember when I was going to school, I went to school for sports rehab. And there's one thing I always known when it comes to sports medicine, when it comes to those kind of things, apparently America's up there. America's a top tier. Okay, because I think that it brings in the money. It brings in whatever prestige. Okay, we're competing in the Olympics. We're bringing in all that kind of stuff it brings in. So that's why it's prioritized. And it's, men are doing it. A lot of men are doing these sports. So it's like all that. But then when it comes to women, it's just like it's an afterthought. Okay, so Tylenol is good for men, so it should be okay for women too. But that doesn't make sense. Women are different from men. I mean, the main difference, of course, is definitely the giving birth part or whatever. But that's a major part. A major part. So that's when I go back to the whole surgeries, getting the what you call it, the lap bands or whatever, all the kind of stuff, the sleeves or whatever, and doing the weight loss medication you're gonna stay on for the rest of your life or whatever, and you're eating less food. How does it affect your what you call it, your menstrual cycle? What's the effect of that? So you're telling me that we don't study anything when it comes to all this stuff, but we're giving more stuff for women to take? Because let's face the facts, majority of the people that's going to take it probably are going to be women. Maybe men, don't get me wrong, probably say 60% women, 40% women. I don't really know the numbers, but still, how does that Oprah's telling everybody to use it for the rest of your life, telling kids, adolescents to use it as a young age. What's going to happen to your menstrual cycle? What's going to happen? Because if your menstrual cycle is off, that means a lot of bad things going to happen. And it makes me think about, I never watched a show because I told my wife, it's not going to happen. Handmaid's Tale. Only certain amount of people that can give birth and all that kind of stuff. That can't happen. That's impossible. Well, maybe not. Because if you look at Sharon Osbourne, because of her use, I think it was more because of high dosage that she was taking. she cannot eat anything. I mean, she cannot gain the weight back. She lost so much weight and she cannot gain it back. And I think maybe because ghrelin, the hormone that makes you get hungry or whatever, is pretty much probably gone or diminished. Because the thing is, like, say for instance, when you're taking hormone replacement therapy, if you keep taking it, your body's gonna think, oh, you already have enough, so let me stop producing estrogen or whatever. You're already having enough, or testosterone, whatever. You're already having enough. So what if she kept on taking that shot or whatever, and then her ghrelin hormone is pretty much shut down and not coming back? So that's what I'm saying. What if you keep taking those shots and certain stuff happens that creates permanent stoppage of your period, if that makes sense? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's kind of scary to think about. And that's I don't know. I just think that it's a shame, one, because it took us this long to actually look into this stuff, looking more into women's health, because that's where we come from. Like, it just baffles my mind. I mean, I wouldn't believe this, but that's where we come from. Our bodies come. I mean, we come from a woman's body, a woman's uterus, but we barely know anything about it. I mean, it's actually pretty funny because there's a joke that men pretty much don't know how to please women because they don't know anything about the woman's, But I mean, it makes sense now. It makes sense now. And I was actually talking to a client today about it, and she was telling me how this guy, he's in his 70s, and he's whatchamacallit. Amen. Yeah, amen. Yeah. He's from, I think it's from Africa. And in Africa, I don't want to. I'm not just. I'm just gonna say, but in Africa, certain areas and certain places in Africa, they do something called a woman's circumcision. That's horrible or whatever. Apparently, he has two sisters, and my client said that he doesn't know if that happened to them because they don't ask. They don't ask anything when it comes to the woman's body. They don't ask anything. I mean, yes, that's in Africa, that's not the US. I get all that, but still, I think that's what normally happens, in our society. I'm curious about it because it is my business to know about the woman's body. I'm supposed to. I mean, I have a degree in medicine and the sports medicine or whatever. It's my job to know that, but he was saying that she was saying that he was saying that he doesn't understand why they have so many different pads and so many different things for the periods and stuff like that, and it's just like, oh my god. I mean, at least you know that they have periods, like that's something that happens, but it's like it's crazy. I mean, honest to God, it's crazy, and it's a shame. I don't know. I don't really know what else to say, but it's a shame, man. I don't know. I'm sorry. I just talked way too much. It's like, what was 48 minutes of me just rambling on. But like I said, there's so much to talk about. So much to talk about because this was just like, it's unbelievable. And oh yes, real quick, side note, not a side note, but if by chance, okay, because I know with everything happening now, you more don't, because I was watching a video and one of the doctors was saying, if you want to help with certain research projects or what have you, ask your doctor. Your doctor should be able to, I'm assuming a gynecologist or probably a general practitioner, yeah, a general practitioner, whatever. Either way, should be able to guide you or give you some advice to let you know where to go or what to sign up for or whatever when it comes to being somebody in the research, taking part in research when it comes to this stuff. Okay, so contacting your doctor to see what could be done. I mean, is it hopefully the money's already going where it needs to go, but yeah, I mean, I don't know, guys. I mean, any questions about anything? I know, like I said, I rambled on like 50 minutes, but it was just it's this stuff is just crazy. This stuff is just crazy. I really can't believe it. But anyway, excuse me. Any questions about anything, guys? Feel free to say anything or anything at all. I really appreciate you guys joining. Oh, okay. I second this. It's okay. This from Riley. I second this. It typically enhances patient trust and experience. It's essential, especially important in a time where distrust in medicine is rampant. Absolutely true. It is also improves communication with patients, which can avoid unnecessary tragedy. I think you were talking about the postpartum stuff. Yeah, that's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. Yeah, I mean, absolutely right. Completely 100% right. It does help a lot by communicating with the doctors communicating with us. All right, Sheena. And these are the people that make laws about our bodies. Oh my God, that is so. I'm sorry, that is so true. And these are the people that make laws about our bodies. But you ever know anything about the? Oh my, that's crazy. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This was about calling the patient thing. Yeah, calling. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, man, that is absolutely right. That's absolutely right. Both of you guys are absolutely right with that. But yeah. Oh my goodness. All right, guys, this was fantastic. Anyway, if there's anything else, if there's not anything else, I'll let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Just remember, next week I'm away. I'm forced to go away with my family on a boat on a cruise. I've never been on a cruise before. It's my first time, but I'm forced to do it with my son and my family and my in-laws and a couple of friends too. But please, I'm sorry, I'm forced to. All right. Thank you, Rylan. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Rylan, you have a good one. Rashina, you have a good one too, okay? Thank you so much. And I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. 2 weeks time. Have a good one. Bye.
Are you ready to transform your health and wellness journey? At Condappa Strength, I'm committed to helping you achieve your goals through my 3 pillars for results. First, I educate, equipping you with essential knowledge to understand your body and its needs. Then, I execute a tailored plan, ensuring every step is personalized to your unique lifestyle. Finally, I encourage, providing accountability and support every step of the way. Get ready to unlock your full potential and thrive in every aspect of your life. Visit me today and let's embark on this journey together. Check me out at condappastrength.com.